It's Delaware. It's Monday, June 16th. I'm Peter MacArthur. Every now and again, we like to take a closer look at the job market and all things that kind of go along with it. And we're talking this morning, like we do, with Chris Burkhard, Placer Staffing in Newark. What is it looking like to get a new job in June of 2025?
Pete, I don't think it's unique if I say it's a time of economic uncertainty. The thing is the job market is still producing jobs. It's at a slow pace with smaller numbers, but there seems to be kind of a gloomier sentiment that's not really impacting things in a big way yet. Here's my sense of employers, a little bit about Delaware, and then kind of a national look. I'm seeing businesses operate from a conservative playbook. Some hiring freezes, a lot of hiring in roles that are essential to the business, whatever gets the product out the door, so to speak. But there's a slowing down of hiring that I see. Now, first part of the year, professional, if you're working in an office and you're out looking for a new job, there was this real burst of opportunities that seems muted now. And honestly, if you're a college grad, you're really digging in. It's a tough job market, maybe the toughest in the last 10 years for a recent college grad. Now, Delaware. Unemployment went up 2 points to 3.9% from 3.7, and I'm seeing 600 more Delawareans on unemployment. That's a pretty regular movement up and down kind of each month as I see, and nothing really to be an alarmist about. I'm seeing federal jobs down in the state. That's probably not a surprise, but state and local government jobs are up, while construction is down and professional services is up. Now, nationally, we've produced 139,000 jobs. That's not a bad number, and it is more than was anticipated. It enabled unemployment to hold steady at 4.2%. And what's interesting is although weekly unemployment is around 248,000, you would say, wow, that's a really great number, Pete. If you look at the last 10 years, 15 years, that's kind of a new high, really from 4 or 5 years ago, and it seems to be just gradually going a little bit higher. So all in all, we're hanging strong, but things just slightly increasing on the unemployment front.
Chris, let me ask you this. As baby boomers retire and new generations obviously enter the workforce behind them in growing numbers, Delaware employers are navigating one of the big generational shifts we've seen in a long time. What does this mean for local businesses, for leadership, and the future of work here in the state?
You know, Pete, I've been on the show, kind of since the pandemic, and I like to introduce some of the phrases of the times, the great quit or the great stay. It kind of feels like the great brain drain right now. Just a little bit of insight. 11,500 employees a day are turning 65 nationally. That's the most likely year of retirement. That number is going to stay that high for the next 2 years. So it's a really high number with folks that are hitting that retirement age. Now, in looking at Delaware, I see 300, 400, 500 people leave the workforce each month. Doesn't all have to be retirement, but in a state of 1 million people with about half of those working, that's no small number. And specifically, Delaware, 25% of our workforce is 55 plus. So retirement rates are accelerating. And listen, if you're in healthcare or manufacturing or education, I think you're feeling it most acutely. And we kind of see it every day. We get calls from the marketplace where a 10-year, 20-year, 30-year employee is retiring, and they hope to replace that person with the same kind of tenure.
Chris, in terms of careers, light industrial, manufacturing, those sectors in Delaware are large. They're growing right now, but it might not be someone's first thought when considering where to find a job. What advice would you give?
Well, if I was going to do a headline of where the jobs are right now, I'd say this is the conversation to be happening, which is why I was excited to kind of talk about it, is because we do, Chris, where are the jobs? Well, if you're running a shop floor, a warehouse, or production line in Delaware, you already know how hard it is to find the right people. And trust me, I live with it every day with placers, because assembly roles, machine operators, manufacturing, supply chain, small business, these roles are really in high demand, but they're not what people think about from a career perspective. These roles offer stable income. They've got great growth paths. You can have immediate impact. And if you like to work with your hands, there are a lot of roles for reliable talent. And I think that's a message to get out there.
AI, Chris, touching virtually every part of our lives right now. How can the average job seeker actually use AI to find maybe their next opportunity or maybe even land that dream job?
It can be kind of a scary question, right? It's like we think AI is going to take jobs, but I kind of think there's a fun point here that AI has evolved enough that there are tools that can help all of us, layman people that are going through a job search process. Like, we all have a skill, but we don't spend a lot of time, I hope, working on resumes and learning how to interview and all that stuff. So there is now really cool technology to help you with really almost every step of the process, whether it's your resume, your cover letter, your job search, quite frankly, even your prep for the interview. And just as an example, I used a tool called Interview Warm-Up. It's a free tool from Google, and it enables you to speak and practice your interview questions, and then it gives you feedback. And, that's really been a human-to-human thing up until this point, and it's a beta kind of thing. It's not perfect, but I will tell you, that's one of the things that we talk to the workforce about every day, ways in which, how do you put your best answer forward? So no matter what part of the process you might struggle with, there's a great tool where you can have it look at your resume to see, based on the job description that you're applying for, what skills you might have missed. And I could go on and on, but I think that there are now great tools to help you with each part of the process, and that's a really good thing.
Yeah, it's quite amazing, no doubt. Chris Burkhard joining us, Placer Staffing in Newark. Chris, until we talk next time, thanks so much for coming on and for the info today. Appreciate it.
Thank you.